What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Hello, welcome to Jay's Me Spotlight Recap here on JLJ Media. I am the JLJ of JLJ Media, James Lott Jr. And welcome to the show. As you can see, it's four of us today. You know the guy below me, of course. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Hello! That's my voice. Okay, that's my voice. I've done this before millions of times. Well, 6 years to be exact. The guy who always with me every Sunday. He brings the shade and shady, Frank Moran.
You're too kind, James. You're too kind.
All right, folks, come on in. The chat room is set up. I'm going to introduce to you a returning guest, also returning champions of the show. Our returning guests, they have their own podcast called 10-4GH, so make sure you follow them. They're on, what are you guys on?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So go everywhere. All the streaming services, go everywhere. Follow them and hear their perspective. They're our favorite mother and son duo since... I don't know. Some duos. I can't think of any right now. All of a sudden, but we love them. It is Matt and Kat from 10-4GH. Hello, you guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, they're already starting. They're already starting chatting. They love Frank. Obviously, they were fighting for Frank in the chat room the other day. The ladies.
Oh, really? Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
They're fighting for Frank. Okay. So everybody, welcome to the show. We're here on JLJ Media, of course. Earlier today, because it's Soap Sunday, we have the Wine Army Spotlight. Me and Amanda Russ talked about the craziness that happened in Genoa City. That is out now. Then after that, me, Tammy Dot Govea, and Amanda Russ talked about the craziness on Bold and the Beautiful and how this stuff going on over there with Sheila and Deacon. They're talking about all of that. That is out right now, too, on all your streaming services. And Dishin Days was not on today. They'll be back next week. Our friends would go ahead and follow their channel, Dishin Days. That's Tony Moore, my chocolate twin, and the gang over there. Talking about Days of Our Lives and Marlena Possessed by the Devil. So that's going on right now. This, of course, is the caboose that brings it all together at the end. The Jay's Me Spotlight and recap. So good at that. Also, we want to give a special congratulations to Chad Duell and our friend Courtney Hope over on YNR. They got married. So they are married and they've done it. So, of course, Chad's in the worst storyline on earth, but we like the actor. Now we're happy with Courtney Hope. So we're happy about that.
I didn't realize that she was an actress on another show. That's how disconnected I am.
Yeah, she plays Sally Spectra. She was on Bold and the Beautiful, and now she's crossed over to YNR. And she's doing amazing. She's amazing. We had her on our show.
Then, of course, they're one of the best.
They're best. Yes, of course.
I mean, you're the bar, right? You're the bar. Once they're on your show,
yes,
they cross over to being soap legend.
Yes, Matthew, I am. And as you notice, I have legends on my shows.
Like me.
Legends on our show.
Yeah, James. Not your show. It wasn't me. I was with me. But anyway, yes, they all come here. It all rolls with James Lott Jr. But anyway, they got married. Congratulations to them. We're so happy. Also, this week was National Soap Opera Day. 91 years ago, the first soap premiered. So we want to give a shout out because I would not have a career if it wasn't for soap opera starting. So congratulations to all of our forebearers and people who started. Most of them were women who started, like Erna Phillips and Agnes Nixon, and all those who started the soap opera genre. And people keep asking me, what do soap operas mean? It was for selling soap products to housewives. That's exactly how it started. They actually sold, it was for advertising soap products. And then they had these little 15-minute shows that came on around that.
And
for years,
actually do the commercial, right?
Yeah, they do the commercials. They did commercials.
The actors would do it.
Mm-hmm. So it literally was soap. It was soap opera. And years later, Procter & Gamble sponsored many soaps like Guiding Light, As the World Turns, and all those. So they also think Another World too, but a lot of the New York ones, they did those. So the soap world, right now I'm doing laundry right now, so I guess that counts as soap related. So that's what's going on there. So we want to make sure I just want to give a shout out because the soap genre, I love this industry. And we've been doing it for 6 years. Me and Frank have been doing it for 6 years. So I love it. So I'm glad we could be a part of it. So congratulations to everybody in the industry. And I first started watching soaps in the 70s, so late 70s. So I've been watching for a long time. I know, Kat, I know you have too. So I know it's the same.
About 1976, 77.
Yeah, 78, 79. Yeah. So that was my first one was General Hospital, Luke and Laura. So that was all that stuff. The left-handed boy.
Natalie in the Well.
And the Well, okay, yes.
All my children.
All my children. Oh, yes. So anyway, yes. And speaking of that, I did interview Peter Bergman last week. He's a legend. Speaking of legends, we talked about Cliff Warner on All My Children also. So we did talk. So watch that interview. It's out now. It's under the Y&R mini spotlight because he's on Y&R, obviously, as Jack Abbott. But we did talk about, and his famous commercial, I'm not a doctor, I play a doctor on television. He actually started that whole thing, and he talked about how much money that made for him.
Yes, I saw him one time speak of that, and he made a ton of money.
So we talked about that also. So a lot of people, we always say that saying, it came from that commercial back in the day. So anyway, yeah, so very interesting. Okay, kids, let's talk about General Hospital. Hi, everybody in the chat room. We have 20 people watching.
This is a Chad's wedding.
Till death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chad.
It was like Halloween themed or something weird.
It's like it's like yeah. So like Courtney's fun. So and Chad is, I guess, is like like that kind of type of guy. So I just know she's fun. But watching Johnson since I was 14. That's right, girl. Okay, hello everybody. Everybody's coming. Oh, it's about Nina, Greg, Rick, and Monica. Yes, General Hospital has a lot of history in there. So yes. Okay. Where should we start, kids? Everybody yells at us all the time because there's certain storylines we hate. So we're going to start with those first. Get them out the way.
That's true. Actually, James, before we get going, Kat and Matt, are there any storylines that you hate, or do you feel like every storyline is, to better or lesser degrees, just they're all just all being waiting to shape into diamonds?
Well, of course I have favorite ones. Like, I don't know, do we have ones that we really hate?
Like that's going on right now? Like, I can't say that there's any that I can't say that there's any that I particularly hate. There's ones that I'm least interested in. I'm the least interested in Michael and Willow.
Yep.
See, they're nice people. They're nice people. We're not.
That's true.
Nice.
That's true. Yeah,
they're nice people.
We say things that aren't positive on a weekly basis.
Okay, even the way you just said that was like nice. I say things that are not positive. I'm like, I hate that bitch. I mean, we don't say it nicely. We talk about how she's doing it.
I don't say a whole lot nice about Nina. I cannot stand Nina. She has triggered me. My mama bear is on alert. I cannot stand Nina.
Hey, there you go. There you go, Frank.
Yes.
But Cynthia Watros has nothing to do with that. She's a wonderful actress.
Well, no, we always say that.
Yeah.
Nina? Oh my gosh. I want to carve the whip on her so bad.
Even saying, oh my gosh, it's so nice. No, here's the thing. We always say the same thing. We don't talk about the actors are one thing. But we're like, I do hate on an actor, but that's no story. Well, you guys they're super nice, Frank. They're nice people.
Yeah.
And they're open arms.
I can speak for myself and I guess my level of expectation isn't very high to begin with. So it's very easy for me to enjoy what they're doing and appreciate what they're putting on for me. I'm watching because I like GH. I'm watching because I like soap operas. I'm not going to sit there and fast forward through something that I'm not as interested in because I like the drama.
Yeah, he's good, Frank. I fast forward all the time. He's good.
I never fast forward. Maybe that's why I
exactly. That's your problem, Frank. I have no shame fast forwarding.
I feel like there's something to get out of all of it. Even if the storyline isn't interesting, like it can be very fun to make fun of. Like that's what I get out of Willow the most is the oh my dear, oh I'm Snow White. Just everything must always be going right. And playing off of that impression for so long, and to have a week like this where she's kind of like, let's cut her out for a little while. Like she's bad news. Isn't so pure and nice. The door isn't open to Nina right now, and I think it should stay closed. Is very different for her, even though it's the thing I'm the least interested in.
Well, you guys pick people that we're on the same page with about, so that's fine. Port Misery, our other friends, our other podcast friends say, don't fast forward. I shade afterwards. There you go. So I guess that's good for you guys.
There we go.
I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for stupidity. And someone in the chat room mentioned, don't get me excited. Is it true that Wes Ramsey filmed his final scene? I hope to God so. Please put me out of my misery. Please. If there's a God, please get him off the show and get that character gone. Please.
We did theorize today on our podcast that Pete is coming to an end pretty soon.
From your lips to God's ears. I won't believe it till I won't believe it.
I think he'll be dead for Christmas.
Dead for Christmas. That's a great present. Great present, Cat. I like that. Dead for Christmas. I will take it. But of course, Frank hates someone even more than that, and that's Miss Gladys. But that's another story.
Oh, well, there was no Gladys this week, so I
There
guess
was no
Frank
Gladys
has been
this week.
spared. But Frank, you didn't feel bad the week before when like she was so genuinely hurt that nobody told Sonny that she was alive?
No,
that
he
was
did.
alive?
He was on her side. No, you were on his side for a second. He did. He actually uncharacteristically was on her
Okay.
side.
All
How about
right.
that?
Well,
All right. So
No, I'm never on
You were,
Gladys'
no,
side.
Frank. It's on tape. You said
Am I? Oh my gosh, I must have had a head injury or something.
Yeah,
what it is you appreciated the genuine moment she had. You like the real Gladys, not this put on person that she is in front of everyone else.
Oh, Gladys is just like that character is just it's a cartoon, is a cartoon of a human being. And I just cannot tolerate her in any scene whatsoever.
Yes.
You're
Okay, so
you're supposed to dislike her that much.
Yeah, but it's like she's not even a real,
That's
like a
what I
real
say.
human being. She's not even a real human being. Like nobody could be that dense that they could not.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh,
She's awful.
I mean, she's not a real human being. But I counter that none of these people are real human beings. How do you marry somebody
I'm-
5 times to keep them out of prison? I mean, that's not a real person choice.
I'm sorry. I have a breaking news story. It's very
Whoa.
interesting. Multiple trucks have blown over the Richmond San Rafael Bridge as heavy rain hits the Bay Area today.
Oh no!
I know that area. I know that bridge. I know
Yeah.
that bridge.
Yes.
It's coming to LA. Apparently, it's coming to LA. We can get tomorrow. They have rain.
Okay. I will batten down the hatches or whatever they say.
All right, come on, Frank. Everybody, get ready. It's supposed to be 100%
All right.
rain power hitting us tomorrow. From there.
I'm about 75 miles from there, and we have probably got a half inch of rain all day.
That's crazy.
all right.
Just not in that pocket, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna start, everybody. Okay. We learned more about Curtis. We got a whole life story on Curtis. My man,
We did.
John L. Turner, hashtag John L. We did learn all about Curtis when he was talking to Portia. But before I went all that, and there's a creepy black guy watching them. That's another story. I want to ask you first, you guys. Is the Savoy? Is it a restaurant or is it a bar, club? I can't. It seems like they're trying to push it as a club, but it seems very restaurant. Like it feels like a loungy. I don't know. You guys tell me.
There's too many places to sit.
Exactly.
For it to be a club, there are just far too many chairs and tables,
Right.
and that's really what it comes down to.
Thank you,
So
Anthony.
I guess they're a restaurant with a dance space.
That's what I think. Too many tables and chairs. Everybody's always sitting and talking. Nobody's dancing.
And they never show the Savoy when there's an act there. When there's
No.
live music, they say there's live music, but we just don't get to see that.
Never see it. Never see it. That's so weird. It's so weird. So I don't know. But we learned about Curtis. Which, how do we want to bet that guy is either? It's still his man, isn't it? It's the ex-man,
It's his
right?
dad.
Or it's his dad.
I think it's his daddy too.
I mean,
Because-
actually, there are certain look when he was with TJ in the hospital and he kind of looks at him. He has that similar kind of Curtis kind of look to his face. So I definitely going with the dad thing as well.
First of all, there's only one Curtis and Donnell Turner. I just want to make sure everybody say that. That's my man. There's only one. He's hot.
Mhm.
Do you want to hear what my theory was today on our podcast?
What is your theory, girl?
My theory is that
And Stella is really Curtis's mama. And
That's
that's
what
that lurking man is his dad. And when she sees him, she's gonna freak out. If that Stella like super freaks out, that tells me definitely I'm right.
So
That's the case, and that family is so mixed up.
I know.
They fit right in Port Charles then, right?
There's just so much like, no,
Nobody-
I'm your uncle, but no, I'm really your father.
No Ashford will ever admit to who their parents really are.
you also have Portia holding
Uh-huh.
on her secret. They're still holding on that. Plus, remember, Jordan slept with both brothers. I guess at this point she was with both brothers, but then also Taggart, no, then I'm all confused. They all slept with each other.
Sean is TJ's dad. Sean Butler's TJ's dad.
Right.
So Jordan was
I'm
with
saying-
Thomas. and
Yes.
got pregnant by Sean, but told Thomas that TJ's his kid, and then
Yes.
years and years and years later hooked up with Curtis. So
Yes.
she's been with like everyone.
All three.
Yes.
Except for, well, no, wait. Did her and Taggart be together? I'm trying to remember. Did they get together?
Nothing that they've admitted to.
Yes. But apparently, Portia and Curtis, when they had their last fling, resulted in Trina, but she got with
Right.
Taggart.
Exactly.
Cheese and crackers. And I'm trying to figure out how is Phyllis gonna fit in all this? You know, they're trying to get them related somehow.
I hope not. I hope that
I'm
she
not
just
either.
runs Charlie's, like that would be great.
I run Charlie, so he's gonna make some. That's too simple. She should be a nurse. Go to GH. Go back to being a nurse.
She
I
could
thought
do
that was
both.
predictable. Matthew and I thought all along that they were going to, someone was going to buy Charlie's for her.
Which of course is happening between Sonny and Nina and having their close moment, Frank. They have their little close moments.
Like two great minds thinking alike. Boy, well, okay.
Any chance to bring them together, any chance to put them two together in the room. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, so we get this man. He's like, whatever. He's looking around. She's got that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, in Greece, there's a lot going on there. Greece
Yes.
is the word. Greece is
Yes.
the word, kids.
We-
It's crazy. So now, as we said, everybody's there basically now. Liesel's there too, but she's drugged up with them.
Thrown in the ditch.
Yes, but we have this is Frank's favorite, Dante and Sam there, of course, working their magic. We got Anna and Robert, who we love. Let's get all the players there. They're there. We also now got Jason and Britt are there now. They've arrived.
So fast, too. So fast.
That's super fast. That was so fast. Must be the Concorde they got there. I don't know what that's about. So they're there. Then you got Valentine, who was hit. So he's laying there in bed, of course. So he's there. Woo, there's a lot going on. We got Victor Cassadine running his mouth. I keep going, you're Shane from Days of Our Lives. No. He's running his mouth. And then you got Peter on the loose with Liesl in the back and Drew. But I think Drew is pretending.
I mean, you got to try to give him some sort of hero moment. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah. I haven't really considered that far into the whole Drew thing.
I hadn't thought about Drew faking either.
Because remember, Liesl helped him say, Scout.
Focus on Scout.
Bring a Scout. So I think he's faking it. He's going to try to save him and Liesl.
I mean, he did stand up and block most of that bridge to take those 3 shots from Peter, making sure that, Valentine wasn't going to get hit a second time.
Yes.
Be onto something.
Yes. And I feel like, everybody wants Peter's come up as to come with somebody who super invested. So it can't be Drew. It's got to be Anna or Valentine or Maxie. Everybody thinks it's going to be one of those 3. Everybody wants it to be one of those 3.
I mean, this is going to obviously spill right back into Port Charles, right? This isn't going to end on Crete.
No, I mean, I feel like before you get rid of Peter, you have to trip the Maxie, Bailey storyline.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you have to.
Christmas.
Christmas. 2 more months. I'm like cheese and crackers. Okay.
I made no secret of my dislike for Sam, the character.
Yes.
And she's just terrible. She's a boat anchor to any scene that she's in my opinion. But for the 2 of you, do you find something redeeming about Sam? Do you enjoy Sam being in a burgeoning relationship with Dante?
I think that I will let Mom answer first.
The moment first. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Dante and Sam together. Okay. I mean, I'm not overwhelmed by him or anything. I think that Sam will wind up with Jason again, but I want to see them apart for a little bit longer. I think she will wind up back with Jason again in a year or 2. But I think she'll wind back. Well, I think that's just what's going to happen. But as far as the Dante thing, as long as they're not at the ballpark again, I'm good. I can watch them do anything but go to that dang ballpark, right? Right?
Yes. Bring out her shadiness. That's right, Kat. Get shady. That's right. We hate it. We
All
hate
right.
it. Frank and I hate it. Trust me, we hate it. So that's,
But actually, this week though, I did enjoy Sam more than any of the other scenes that I've seen recently. I feel like Kelly has been just dialing in, and she's not vested. And with this past week, at least I saw her try to be Sam a little bit. That's what I
okay.
think.
Okay. No, we agreed to the whole dial-in part. And Kelly Monaco did clap back recently online about the fan comments. So you go on, Kelly, you clap back, girl. So Matthew, what do you?
Well, for me, when it comes to Sam, I think it's really important to keep in mind the years that she spent with Drewson. Drew, Drew when he thought he was Jason, because essentially he was Jason with no brain damage, somebody that was able to pick Sam before Carly, somebody that was able to get out of the mob life, pretty much be the Jason that Sam always dreamed Jason could be. And then when Jason came back, Jason was still Jason while Drew wasn't Jason. And that kind of ruined it all for her, because she's like, I can't settle for the less than Jason. And I can't be with Drew because he's not actually Jason. So it just kind of messed her up so badly that she doesn't know what to do and hasn't known what to do for quite some time. And I hope that this little, somewhat incestuous relationship with Dante is going to be great for both of them.
I have 2 words, Lindsay Hartley. Anyway, I just think she did a way better job as Sam than Sam did. Sorry. The Dante thing, Frank and I have talked before, it's just too incestuous to me. It's like they're too related. They're too related. Like, I was like Dante Maxie. I was all for that. If they went that direction, Lulu comes back, it would be hilarious. But I'm like, I'm like, okay, but they're there. But I wish they would play up her Cassadine connection more, folks. She's a Cassadine.
Like, she should have at least dropped her mouth or something when Victor opened the door, right?
Right. It's like, he's your uncle also. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Hey, you guys, what do you think about this on Crete? There's been a couple of times where they've alluded that there is actually someone above Victor there.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think that is?
Well, don't go there, Kat, first. Remember, there's supposed to be some other chick there. Where's that chick at?
Yeah, the one that was crying, right?
Yeah. Hello, Frank, where is she?
Yeah, they scanned they searched that whole compound and no one else would be found.
They ran off with her.
Oh, so
she's in the van.
There's tunnels there too, just like Spoon Island.
Wait, so seriously, do you think that they didn't just show, like, she was on the other side of Lee's, like, they didn't show us the other chick? Maybe it is with Peter.
Maybe. Or you're right, if it's somebody else that's above Victor, which I don't know. Like with Victor, it's I was hey, I'm down to have the character back for sure, but it also felt like, boy, I was expecting a little bit more oomph, gravitas.
Me too.
He kind of just got he was treated like a chump this whole time. Like, oh, I was barely paying these guys anyway, so Peter is easily able to pay them more and turn them his way. Like, what happened to the Cassadines? Like, you don't ever cross a Cassadine. Like, the fact that Victor's like lowballing these goons.
You see, I was on a very strict budget. I wasn't able to spend all that much. Otherwise, people would understand what I was doing and find out where I was. So I had to just lay as low as possible and stay off the black market and go more gray.
No, it's true. I feel like Frank. I was like, wait. They're playing him for comedy, kind of.
They hired a comedian.
I know, but it's like, but like you said, okay, so there's a way to do it to be like, I'm like a star actor or anything, but I'm saying there's a way to do it where you could be menacing and funny at the same time. Right now, I'm using an example on Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila and Deacon are both villains, but they're really funny. So they still scare you and wreak havoc, but also make you laugh. And I thought, well, like Cassadine, I don't mind that combination. If Victor's very much like hilarious, but also, you paid your goons low. They call him Porn Guard Russell. Hey, the Porn Guard's back again. I'm like, I don't know whoever started that friend a name for him, but but yeah. Okay, some Greeks are British folks. Some Greeks are Australian. That's why he has a British accent. Greeks can be there's Greeks all over the country, over the world. That's from the chat room. But anyway, I just like Frank. I just wish there was a little more. It was a little more just like, yeah, I got caught. Okay, we can do the thing now.
He's
for
got
Cassadine.
layers and layers of plans.
Unless it's all a ploy.
So he was so quiet and nobody knew what he was doing on that island for so long. And then suddenly he's throwing people who know each other into jail cells together and such, and being super sloppy and letting Peter do whatever he wants. This has been planned. This was a planned moment for Victor to resurface, and everyone's playing into his hands. That's how I feel.
Sure. I mean, I guess unless he spent all his money on rooms where there were multiple secret entrances. And so he's like, I needed like 5 ways to get into this room. Sorry, guards, I could not pay you more. But I want you to be able to come into this room really in a sly, cool way. So,
Like these old castles and mansions and stuff. You got these secret stairwells where the maid services and valet would be able to come to your room and no one would see them. So maybe they're full of that.
true, but it's like within one room because there were so many ways to come into the room where Lisa was held. It's like one secret entrance isn't enough. I need to have a few more options for you folks.
I think it was LBJ that never wanted to see a maid or somebody in the White House. And so maybe that's what it is. Victor just never wanted to see the staff. So they just had to dive to the closest exit.
I have to say a funny part pre that was when Jason and Britt were talking. They call in Scotty. They call in Spinelli. At his browser history thing made me laugh. That makes me let me chuckle. Also, Victor spills the beans on how Valentine is his child. Robert's reaction had me laughing up and down the street. Love it. Him and Helena make love. Yes. So Helena and Victor had a kid. They had an affair. They had a kid. The whole thing. And so he said in quotes, he's a true Cassadine.
Helena just didn't know how to just say no. I don't know exactly what Helena's deal was, but I have never heard of anybody more pregnant throughout their entire life.
I know.
And so
Helena
secret
was a
about
horn
all of
dog.
those kids.
Right, you guys? Helena was a horn dog.
Oh my
No,
god.
she liked man. Remember Helena always liked man. She always had a boy toy. She liked man.
Yes, exactly.
But Robert said, and I quote, "You have to pardon me if I throw up my mouth a little over this." Do you guys like? I mean, I know him from The Nanny, of course, in Days of Our Lives with Shane. He played Shane recently again on the Peacock series of Days of Our Lives. Do you guys like him in this role? Are you okay with him in this role? Everybody in chat was talking about right now, so I was curious what you three think about him playing the role.
I like him because I'm able to do the voice a little bit. So for me, it was perfect casting.
Kat, what do you think about Charles Shaughnessy playing?
I like him. I like him because you remember, and at the generation in which of Cassadine he is, they are all ridiculous. Okay, Mikos is his brother.
Yes.
Elena's sister-in-law. That's his generation. He's supposed to be ridiculous, and I like to laugh at General Hospital, so I'm cool.
He's cool. And Frank Moran, what do you think about Charles Shaughnessy?
I'm down with him so far. I just need to have the Cassadine gravitas mixed in a little bit more with kind of like the bumbling, the bumblingness that he's portraying so far. So
You just need him to whisper more like Nicholas.
yeah, more. Yes. And also, the one thing I need to be done with, like with Aunt Anna, is where everybody through this whole course of this Peter storyline, everybody always turns it back on Anna. It's like, and if you don't do this, then the blood is on your hands. Like, all right, okay, enough. It's always Anna. The blood's always on Anna's
But
hands.
didn't you love seeing Robert and Anna come around the corner with their guns drawn this week, like it was 1980 something again?
I agree. No, I agree. I liked it.
I thought it was cool.
I thought the bridge sequence that was cool. It was actually nice to see Peter be an aggressive bad guy for once, instead of the timid kind of I kind of killed Franco in a gunfight kind of weird accident. I was like, no, this is Peter deliberately taking a shot and being a bad guy. So I was down for that.
Sure. It involved Peter, so I'm like,
And the gunshots didn't look so phony baloney. Like
They had the little
like
squid packets, right?
sometimes.
it's a daytime budget, Cat. Daytime.
I know,
I mean-
but they look better than they usually do. I mean, that's what I'm
It
saying.
wasn't just smoke coming out of the gun, like there was impact, and you can see that Valentine really got messed up and you got worried about it. It was good.
It was
And you
good.
just know if you're going to get shot, don't do it in Crete because they don't have the medical expertise to be able to get rid of those fragmented bullets.
No.
Like,
Uh,
we can't do anything.
So that's going to tell us he's going to be in a wheelchair for a bit, right?
or they'll be there in him. They can move it, they can shift it at any time, and then
They'll just save it for a later story.
for a later story.
Mhm.
Exactly. But I do
Maybe
like.
he'll
I
just get like a really big, like a really super powered magnet and put it in his chest, and then like they can protect him with armor, and he can run around Port Charles saving the day.
definitely.
No,
But I do like Vanna. I do like them. I like them together.
yeah. Well, that's the beauty of the slow burn of working on something for years and years and years before you finally pop it off, and people are going to be like really, really interested.
So Kimmy Sylvester, Matthew, is on 2 of my series, voiceover series, and Frank is on him too. But Matthew is on Fairview Heights. You want to hear him be kind of a bad guy on that show? Listen to Fairview Heights on JLJ Media. She mentions you that you're funny and the whole voiceover stuff. So he actually on my network. He does a couple of my shows. So he'll be coming up on Mistletoe Road also too.
Yes.
So that's coming up. Yes. So and Frank, of course, is on Tooth Fairy, and he's going to be on another show that's coming up too. That's coming up out also too.
I
So.
am. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
You recorded it. I'm like, Frank, you were there.
I was.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. So you were there. Hello. But yes, Matthew has a great voice. That's why I snatched him up. So yes, okay. But I like them together, so they're good and everything. So right now they're all over there. So I guess we're just gonna see what happens. They're all over there, and just kind of that's a bunch of people. And
Now's a perfect time to set off a bomb. Like just clear it out.
I was just like another bridge. That's all. I was just like another bridge. And when Drew and that fake
Budgets.
dummy fell into the water, and it came at the camera, I'm like, that's a fake dummy, of course. But
I
still get that.
appreciated the effort.
I did too. I appreciate the effort. It's like, okay, you're trying. They didn't look that far down. They said far down. They looked that far down.
They sacrificed the depth budget for the squib packets, I think.
Yes, there you go. Yes, Frank.
If anybody watched it on television for when they did the previews for the next day, for the day after that Drew falls into the water, it's just the only previews was just Drew floating face
It
down.
was.
That
It
was
was.
it. That was the only preview. I was like, all right, well, we're gonna spend a whole hour just hanging out with Drew, floating face down in this water, seeing what's up. I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You
Yes.
better know who he is. That's all I'm saying when they fish him out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about like Sam. Like, she was the one that was most gung ho about like Drew's alive, and we got to find this. I really believe this. To now, like, well, I mean, they don't think there's going to be a body, so I guess I should just go home. All right, see you, everybody. Like that was it. That was it, Sam. All right. I mean, I'm not that I'm
You
sad to
think
see her
she's
leave the
just
storyline.
trying to get away from Jason? She just the whole Jason and Dante there together.
Well, fine, but stay away from Jason, Sam. Do it.
Next time you hear that piano chord, Frank, when you're watching, you hear that piano chord,
Oh.
that Jason and Sam music, you're gonna die, huh?
I am.
He is.
Oh,
He
Oh.
is. Frank's gonna explode. He's gonna explode right here on camera. Mhm. Okay. So enough of that storyline. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay, let's talk about. I'm trying to choose which one I want to talk about next. We'll do this one. This is one I do like. I do like this one. Folks. Spencer. So we got Kevin coming in. Frank. Kevin came in, and Laura from afar, because we know Laura's gonna come to town and read everybody. When she gets to town, watch out. She's gonna read Nicholas. She's gonna read Ava. She's gonna read Spencer. She's gonna read everybody. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Because when she dresses you down, you should feel bad. You gotta slither over to the corner. But that's gonna happen. But in the meantime, they sent in Trojan Horse Kevin, of course, to come in there. And Sonny, Frank. Sonny came in. Uncle Sonny.
it seems. I mean, we certainly know the real world reasons why Laura's not on the
Oh,
show
yeah.
currently, but it also it does seem. I don't know. I mean, having never been in witness protection. I mean, I hope to be in it one day. Fingers crossed. Aim high. Maybe I can do it. But so I don't know. It's like, would you want to tell your family you're witness protection or not? Because it seems the excuses, like Nicholas seems to be so fed up. Like, if you talk to her, like, why can't I talk to her? What's going on? Is that kind of frustration worth it than like holding on to the fact that maybe Laura, I guess Laura certainly doesn't want to worry the rest of the family that I'm in witness protection, but always kind of balancing those two, which is the more kind of.
I know. She's in meetings.
Yes.
She's in meetings. She's in meetings.
Always in meetings. But yeah, no, I mean, it was nice to see Sonny come back and talk to Sonny. Spencer scene is always good. So yeah, and I thought this was a good.
Are you guys liking Nicholas Chavez? Alexander Chavez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look at Matthew's like, yes.
Not like that.
He's like, yes.
I think he's doing pretty good, actually. And I think he had big shoes to fill. And you can't be that quirky little, 9-year-old. And I think he's shaped him, and he seems believable.
Like we said, he held his own against Maura West the last couple of weeks. He's holding because she's the queen. So I mean, like
Maura West brings out the best in everyone she's in a scene with, though.
I think so. Yeah,
If
I
you
agree.
be an actor at all, she's gonna pull it out of you. She's so good.
So Frank Moran do a scene with Maura West, and he'll be amazing. That's what you're saying.
I think I'm more West personal kryptonite. I think I'm anybody's personal kryptonite. There's no way to succeed if I'm around them.
But those scenes with the recently it was so good. Like, his hatred for her is running deep. He is holding on. But they made it so I don't know how you guys feel about this. This is very soap opera. She'll be in charge of your finances, not Nicholas. He can't trust himself. But you have to do what she needs. And so that's hilarious to me. So I don't know how you guys feel about all that. He said no.
Pretty much.
And what he's gonna have with Grandpa Kevin and Grandmother Laura when she comes home isn't no better.
They said get a job. He said we're gonna help you get a job. Hello, Kelly.
They're gonna make him have a whole big piece of humble pie.
Yes.
I mean, at least as we're portraying it right now, I mean, Ava has been on the up and up about how she feels Spencer, needs to account for what he's done, but she also doesn't want Nicholas and Spencer to, be estranged either. Kind of a tight, kind of a narrow road to walk between that. But I think she's doing good. So for Spencer, I mean, it seems to be it's his issue to overcome because Ava, we see no ulterior motives to wanting to manipulate Spencer through the trust fund at all. It's just, this is just a way to.
I think she's just trying to make him accountable.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
I just need Spencer to just come on, you got to just get over yourself. The fact that he's holding on so strong to Ava not testifying against Valentine.
Now, what Ava needs to do is when she finds out how Esme is part of all this and how Esme may somehow be a Collins, now she'll let loose on that little girl when the day comes.
Okay, everybody. I love Frank Moran, folks, in the chat room. I'm joking with him. I love him. I would not be. They're all coming to your defense, Frank. I love Frank. I wouldn't be with Frank 6 years if I didn't love him. Jesus. Yes, he's wonderful. He's amazing. Yes, he's great.
No, I'm not, guys. Trust me, I'm not.
They're all saying you are. So, hello. They're saying you are. They're telling me, excuse me, James. I'm like, I'm not. I love Frank. I'm just being funny. I'm going to with Frank.
Fine, everybody.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Something.
Cheese and crackers. So the Esme part is in there too. So the Esme, I have to give it, that actress is doing a great, because I hate her. That actress is doing a great job. She's doing a great job.
Isn't she a little Nell, isn't she? She's a little Nell, it seems.
She is, but I think she's different than Nell. Everybody's comparing her to Nell, but I think there's something different. And I feel like Spencer's like, I'm in over my head a little bit. I think he's feeling like, ooh, this bitch is a little crazy. I'm like,
that's why he's so drawn to Trina. Like, oh, this is what a real woman's like.
Yeah.
Snowballed on Spencer.
Yes.
And he just doesn't know what to do now, really.
No, he's immature. He's totally immature.
Well, he's an entitled little turd, isn't he?
And I think he slipped up this week. I think that he's been protecting Esme with the whole Kevin's voice in the doll in Avery's room. I think that was Esme the whole time, and he's been a heck of protecting her. And he slipped up this week and really quickly covered it.
But see,
I don't know if anybody else caught that.
But he's so immature because he keeps saying like, "Well, she was going to get hurt. I was going to get hurt. I was going to get hurt." And it's like, that's not the point. Like my friend says, like that's not the point. Like, remember my 2 things I told you? And he's like your family, and he's like, because Sonny has a code. Sonny has a code.
Not gonna help you. You broke the code. I
Never been cut.
Never been caught, as he said. I've never been caught, as he said. So yes. So I just think that that's something, because now we know Esme has an internship at that crazy jail, that the in and out jail. You just come in and out into the library, or whatever you got to do all the time. So they can have with Ryan. So that's going to happen.
The snacks are right there behind everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The snacks crack me up on the wall there. Got snacks in the rec room and everything. You know?
Yeah.
I can cover pretzels anytime you want.
Oh, I'm sure there's commissary money or something that's involved. Come on.
No. But yeah, so I don't know, folks. I'm just like, this Esme chick, I think she's a little more dangerous than Nell. I think she's like, but she also, I'm jealous of Frank. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I'm jealous of you, Frank.
What?
You and all of your frankness.
No, trust me. Yes, yeah, I live with this every day. There's
I'm
nothing.
starting to get a little jealous of all the attention Frank is getting right now.
No, please.
Yes, I love it. This happens every Sunday. It's happening every Sunday. But yeah, so no, I think nobody's agreeing with you, Matthew. Like the doll thing, we think that was Esme. But he's just saying like it wasn't going to hurt anybody. It didn't hurt anything. You know, like that's beside the point, Spencer. He's so immature. So I love that he's so immature, but
Doesn't get it yet.
doesn't get it. But Trina, real life, Sydney Michaela is in UCLA, and so she will be on reoccurring. So folks, I know are upset. But she's going to college, bitches. So she's getting that education. That's what she's getting right now. So
all of those people went to college, right? And they're on plenty.
yeah, they'll be on. She'll be on. They'll film during. They have their time on. They have quarters at UCLA, I believe.
Yeah.
I had to go to a state school, but I went to Cal State Chico. But that's another story. I couldn't make it to UCLA with my other family.
I went to Cal State Life.
Me too.
Where's that at?
I got a master's in Cal State Life.
I'm like, where's that at? What city is that in? But no, so she'll be on a little less, but I think they're going to time it out probably okay. It's going to be fine. I think it'll be fine, folks. Don't get nervous yet before it happens. But I like Spina, or that's what we call Sprina.
Sprina.
I like them together. So he sees it. But Joss, that's my girl, Miss Eden McCoy. Our girlfriend, Miss Eden McCoy. We love her, and she is doing great. She's not taking no shit from homegirl.
No, we've been talking about Jocelyn a lot on our podcast recently, and just appreciating her growth into becoming a woman and no longer a teenager, just involved in just stepping up to anyone, ripping out pages of her journal in front of Nina. Just so good.
Really good.
And she told Carly what happened. Yes, Frank.
Yeah, and it's certainly like with Eden. I mean, she wasn't, the originator of the Maxie role, but she's been around for a while doing it. So it's just been great. It's always nice to see when a child actor starts getting old enough and is able to be around long enough to start getting into the adult storylines as well. It's always cool to see that transition.
And not all of them make that transition, right? A lot of them
No.
don't.
Well, she has her
Nicholas
mother.
Bechtel didn't.
No,
You know?
but her mother, Natasha, who I know is really great. She's a great mom, and we were the first podcast she was ever on. So so back when she was a little kid. So she has a special place in our heart because she's just amazing. But she has turned into a great young actor in the soap genre. It's not easy, obviously, folks. It's not easy. There's a lot of stuff, but they're giving it to her. She's knocking out the park.
I'm looking forward.
She is Emmy nominated many times, so just didn't win. So, but I liked that her Cameron, of course, clueless guy. Like sure, I'll be friends with Esme or whatever. Like he just
Cameron's gonna get in so much trouble with Esme here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Jocelyn. You need to advance your relationship with him before he advances it with Esme. Let me just say that.
I know. I have a feeling, my friend.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Esme's dirty.
Yeah, I mean, if Esme's looking to get back at Jocelyn somehow, certainly Cameron is the weakest and easiest way.
Here's the thing: they subtly,
Weakest.
they subtly alluded already to the fact that Esme and Spencer are a romantically linked couple in multiple ways. When they woke up in the Metro Court together, and she was a Sans clothing underneath that blanket. So with those, like I said last time I was on this with you guys, GH is really good at planting seeds way before something actually flowers. Most of the time too long after they've planted it. But to me, that's a little subtle plant that Esme may use her feminine wiles.
These are all the old terms. I love it. Yeah.
Self a little wily.
little wild, a little wild. But bump. Yeah. So I mean, Esme is trying to hold on. She's trying, and see. I love that nobody really, everybody kind of gets her. Sunny was unbothered by her. Kevin's unbothered, but they're all like, "We get you, girl. You're weird. You're a weird girl. We totally get it. We know you're up to something." So they're not all falling for her tricks. I think Cameron's the one's going to fall for it.
And I'm really curious.
Has a Collins connection. She has to.
Yes.
Esme
Frank?
has a Collins connection.
Yeah. Frank.
She keeps name checking several times about her trust fund. Oh, I tried to get money for my trust fund, but they're not letting me have it. I'm really enough times it makes me feel like that trust fund does not exist.
Yeah, she doesn't have the money. That's why she's with Spencer.
Exactly. I think that also. That's the whole point. Yeah. So that's going on. So right now, it said 2.5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now. It's gonna be the actual court date or something. I think I wrote that down. Oh, the trial's in 6 weeks.
Okay. Well, when they say that, it'll probably actually mean 6 actual weeks.
They might. Actually, with him, they might.
Time out for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, that's good. Yeah, they're saying I wrote down the trials in 6 weeks, so that'll be happening with them. The other storyline is bugging the crap out of me, but I mean, it's I like the players, some of the players in it, but it's basically the Leo storyline, which ties into the Austin giving up his rights to ELQ storyline. I was shocked they went that direction, kids.
Ooh, it's juicy.
I was like, but when he said to Brooklyn before he did that classic summer thing, she's like, "Here's the door," and he started to walk, and he turned around and said, like, "One more thing, bitch." He was like, "Oh, we're just getting started." He said, "You think this is over? We're just getting started." I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he looked at her and was like, "Oh, we're just getting started, bitch," and then he like kept on going. Just sitting there like,
it's so juicy.
It is.
So what Austin did there was he basically took off his a nice guy in this gloves.
He's like,
now, while this might not be about getting my father in the will and legitimized with the Quartermains, now I'm just going to get back at you for being bad people.
Yes. Because I love this talk with Monica. That was a great talk. That was rooted in history. I love when they trot out, Leslie Charleston. I love her. I mean, I'm glad she's still able to talk and whatever. I love it. I mean, and so I like that he was like, she's not like you guys. She is, but she isn't. Because that's true. Monica is kind of her own person. And
she's not a blood Quartermain. She's a learned Quartermain.
Yeah.
And it was very similar to his conversation with Jason, where Jason kind of brought up the same kind of things as well that Monica did. So, just having that kind of reinforced again, that kind of point of view. Because I mean, Brooklyn, I guess like Brooklyn is sort of the better version of Gladys for me, where the sense where she does stuff that irritates the heck out of me,
yes.
but they've done a better job about making her a better rounded character. Yeah. Where it's like, all right, she irritates me in this aspect, but the stuff that she's doing with Maxie, I mean, yes, there's parts that I like about Brooklyn and parts that I don't. Gladys, she's just all and there's nothing that I like about Gladys at all.
I agree. Go ahead, Matthew.
Oh, I was going to say that on Twitter this week, Ma compared Brooklyn to another Quartermain.
Yep.
And I think that she was dead on, right on the nose there with who
Tracy.
Her inspiration is.
Grandma Tracy.
Yes.
Everybody's saying in the chat room,
Tracy.
Grandma Tracy. Yes.
She's Granny Tracy.
Yes.
What she's done with Austin, what she's tried to manipulate him, and the whole blackmailing him, and everything that's straight out of Granny Tracy's Quartermain playbook.
Now, here's the thing. Does Austin really not remember, or does he remember?
Oh, Brooklyn came this close to destroying his medical career and completely ripped the possibility of legitimizing Jimmy Lee with the Quartermains, which was his goal. It wasn't the money. It wasn't ELQ.
Yeah.
It was about his dad the whole time, not about Austin. Brooklyn wrecked that. Austin is now going to wreck Brooklyn. I can't wait.
But poor Maxie, because she's going to be in the crossfire because...
But he's digging Maxie at the same time. So I think he's going to be very conflicted.
Mr. Gatlin Holt.
I don't know. I mean, certainly he wants to blow up Brooklyn, and I can understand him wanting to do that, but I just don't know if the Bailey thing is the right route because he seems to have genuine fondness for Maxie. So knowing that is that blows up. I mean, especially with the Peter thing, there's too many things attached to the Bailey thing with Maxie that I think like
You're expecting somebody in a soap opera to make the right choice?
it seems like Austin has enough of a self-awareness about him that I'd be hard pressed to see him make that leap.
Ooh, let's spin this into some good story that's not going to happen on the show. So basically, Austin does this, right? And he's like, I'm going to get it back at Brooklyn for this, not quite realizing the depth of everything else that's attached to this Bailey Louise thing. So all of that happens, and then Austin is now faced afterward with the aftermath of this one time he did this one bad thing and ruined 8 lives. And now Austin has to deal with that. And Austin has something, I don't know, some sort of autism spectrum thing. I don't know how that's going to play into this as well. So there's so many directions about this really good guy doing this bad thing that wrecks 8 lives that can go into some really interesting drama that's not going to be explored on the show. So
he's like, I like it. Not true. It's gonna be interesting to see. I like the Austin character. I don't know if I want him and Maxie together, but I do like the Austin character. I kind of like him. I was never a Franco fan, so I mean, I know Frizz will. Everybody, don't start jumping on me again. I mean, I don't care. They hated me. I was never a Franco Liz fan. I was never that stuff. So I like him. Actually, I know. I like him as actually Austin. I like this. It seems like he's having fun. That Roger Howard is having fun playing this character. He's so odd. He's like an odd character. Like he's just kind of, he's matter of fact. And I mean, that scene with him and Britt was really good. That scene was really good because it was very. Almost said Days of Our Lives. Wrong show. General Hospital once in a while does actually have some complex situations, and that one was really interesting because Britt knew that Brooklyn was doing something. They like everybody knew why this was happening, but Britt couldn't really ignore it, kind of. So I kind of liked that. It was kind of like, we know what's going on, you know what's going on, but I mean, I thought it was very complex. I liked it. I thought every once in a while they do that right sometimes. And Britt has to be chief of staff, she has to do her job. Because he did kind of say what he said, what he's not supposed to say, but it was like, but we know why. And it's like I like it. I thought it was that was very cool because he does care about Leo, this Leo kid. I mean, he's really that's why I love that Ned. And even Brooklyn too, it both kind of like, just like, check it out, Olivia. Time for divorce. Fuck you. Time for divorce.
She's in total denial. That's all.
What?
Old school denial is what she's doing.
I mean, I just hate the way they're having Olivia play this. My version was Olivia would be the opposite. She would do whatever she could to be supportive. Mm-hmm. But she's playing it just like, but that's getting there. We have time for divorce. And like, he's usually like, are you serious? I'm on Days Live, bitch. I do 2 shows a week. Time for this.
Hasn't she said that though, James? Hasn't she said that? They haven't been together in a year. Their clothes haven't fallen off together in a year.
I know.
Isn't it already? The writing's kind of on the wall.
She used to get with Robert Scorpio and start life.
They were so cute together, weren't they?
They were.
I liked them together, actually.
Exactly.
I did.
So I'm just saying that this marriage is hanging by a thread.
Yep.
Rad. She's going to feel real guilty in a couple of weeks.
What?
She's going to feel real guilty in a couple of weeks.
When she finds out that Leo really is autistic.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid. I mean, this, like you said a few weeks ago, the scene with Ned and Leo was very sweet. I thought I have an autistic nephew, so we're dealing with that right now. So he just got diagnosed. So I love it. I think it's just like it's a great storyline. I just hate the way they're having Olivia portray herself. I'm not a fan.
I don't know. I don't have as much experience with Olivia as everybody else does. I'm a relatively recent, viewer over the last.
I agree with you, James. It seems to me like Olivia, she should be played smarter than this about this subject matter.
Yeah, that's what she like. She wouldn't be so. She's not usually closed off. She's usually the voice of reason. She's usually the one like, come on.
She usually has both her feet firmly planted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true. This is the same person that rushed her kid to the emergency room because he cut his thumb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
Everybody in chat was like, "Yeah, Jay, exactly." Like it's
I was
not-
trying to find that hopeful silver lining somewhere in there, and I got not this time.
Right,
I love
hopeful
the
silver
scene-
lining.
Actually, I love
Yeah.
the scene with Olivia and Carly when she was saying, "I can't believe you're not taking your shot." You know,
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
funny.
She know Carly. She know how Carly is.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat room is agreeing that this is not the Olivia we know. So for us, long time Olivia people, it's just kind of weird.
I mean, it is fine. Certainly for, I think anybody, if they suddenly found out that, oh my gosh, my child might have autism, certainly I could understand having that moment, that bit of denial at the beginning. But they've played that beat for so long, and I'm just, yes, you would definitely have that maybe momentary denial, but to not be able to kind of the evolution of her trying to where she's eventually going to get to, I feel like it's just taking way too long, and it just makes for irritating scenes.
I agree. Another quick scene, and Frank and I have talked we've talked about this on this show with Lucretia over the years many times. Don't do this. So, folks, this is my note to General Hospital. I'm wearing a shirt you gave us years ago. I have Metro Court. He has his Metro Court robe on. This is my note to you guys. Do not play with us. Bring us Jeff Weber. If you're going to mention him that he's calling for Elizabeth is ignoring his phone calls. That's fine. Bring us Jeff Weber.
Although just Terry, though, the way they play that scene, it seemed like, oh my gosh, what? I'm like, it's just her dad. I mean, yes, we haven't seen it, but boy, that seemed really elevated.
That was overacting, is what it was. But yes, I think that's that was a little much. I agree with you, Frank, on that one.
She rushes in. I'm sorry, Liz. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh my God, Cameron is dead. Cameron just died. Cameron.
I was glad she interrupted them because I don't care for her and Finn. So I was like, please interrupt him. Please interrupt him. So
and then she's pretty much like, your dad called.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird, huh?
Yeah.
was weird.
So is it going to
It's
show
like-
up with like shoestring and like a paperclip and some gum, or we could just recast this?
MacGyver. Oh, I love that reference. I don't know. Well, first of all, we got to find out where Jeffrey and Janine are. What's her name? I'm like,
Miami.
They're in Miami.
Why not?
Okay, sure. They're in Miami.
Listen. Here's the secret to writing, James. I know you don't know this. Whenever you're presented with a question that you don't have an answer for in your world yet, you just answer it. They're in Miami.
They're in Miami. Okay, that's right. I'm like, Chase's parents just appeared. We don't know where they are. He's walking again. We don't know where he is. He's back on the force. We don't know where they are. So by saying, if you're gonna do that, that's fine. They could make.
I agree with you, James.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's like,
I mean, Elizabeth, I don't know. I mean, like, it seems I can't think of any other cast member on the show, character on the show, that has had their family name checked so much,
yes,
and nothing's ever come of it.
nothing.
Yes, I mean, whether it's her dad, whether it's her sister, all of this is always mentioned, and we never see anything come of it.
They know Stephen Lars, her half brother. They haven't brought him on for years either. He's in jail somewhere. But the point is, bring him on. If we're gonna do it, even if it's a guest starring role, even if it's for like a short-term thing, just bring him on. I don't know, and then bring Hayden back. Let's have a reunion.
Yeah. Maybe she's
maybe
a
that's the
screaming
plan.
girl at on the island at Crete. Maybe Hayden's the one screaming over there.
Well, that's one of the theories.
Yeah.
I heard it's gonna be Holly or Hayden. I heard those are the two theories.
Yeah, those are the two primary ones. Yeah.
Right.
Let's go left field. It's Heather Weber.
Oh my God, Heather Weber.
Why not? We got Heather Weber. We got Jeff.
Yes.
Hayden. It's just bring them all.
Yes. Well, yeah, go
I
ahead,
know
Frank.
it won't be Richard Dean Anderson. I mean, which is a shame. We can't see him back. But I mean, I guess if it ever happens, I guess it'll all depend on who we see cast for it. It will show us how much they really care about this role. Although
Yeah.
Gregory Harrison was also kind of
Big name. It's a big name.
but we never did really much with it either. So
I know. I'm just like,
remember when Kim Delaney used to be on the show?
exactly. As I said, exactly. A big name.
Kim Delaney returns to daytime for
And that was
3
it.
months.
Barely.
Yeah. It was
I
weird.
mean, I loved her. I loved her on Army Wives. I loved her on obviously All My Children is Jenny, the jet ski. But I'm like, they brought her on such fanfare, and it's like she was barely on. So
Yeah.
I don't even.
Maybe something went wrong, with the COVID, and maybe something else went wrong. With it, like with Emma Stam, she was supposed to come on.
Yeah,
And
she's stuck
they
in.
couldn't because of long COVID. Maybe her storyline was supposed to be tied in there some way and they didn't just know what to do with her after. I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's true too. Who knows?
You would know more than me, James.
Yeah, I know. And everything you said was correct. Everything you said was correct. But the small thing, just because I have to mention it. So Michael,
Contractually obligated.
I'm contractually obligated to mention this storyline. Yes, these folks are gonna start screaming at me if I don't mention it. Then they scream at me because I roll my eyes every time I mention it. So you guys can't win. So Michael is going behind Willow's back to get back at Nina.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned last week where I said like, oh yeah, Chad Dumas did an interview where he said there's going to be some drama happening with Michael and Willow, so be on the lookout. And I looked out and I was sad. I said, this is the drama I'm getting. Huh, hooray!
So you meet some no-name person running for DA of Lantano County, whatever. So okay, one I have to live, got it. In Pennsylvania, and somebody Sheridan or whatever, and he's going to finance him so that he can launch an investigation, so a high-profile case where no one is going to care in Pennsylvania. They don't know who Sonny is or who Nina is. Who cares? How's it high profile? No story. At the end, they're coming to arrest Nina.
So you're not. I don't think. At least I don't believe so. I don't think that you're required by law to tell anybody where anybody is.
Right.
And not helping an amnesiac find his old family is not
Right.
exactly identity fraud. So
Right.
the Quartermains are just really rich, and this guy's stupid.
Right, this is the dumbest thing. I mean, I was like, if I couldn't think that Michael Wilson's getting dumber, it is just the dumbest. It's like, this is the dumb, like. And after Michael's like, well, you know, I am Nina's boss on some level, kind of, because I help run Aurora. I forgot that he even runs. I forgot he even does anything. I'm like, oh, that's right. He co-runs Aurora with who the fuck did he run it with? I don't know who it is.
Jax.
And whatever. And then it's like, yeah, well, see, I don't really work with that division. Crimson Store. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like,
I mean, since Sam had Michael take that over, we've never once seen him in the office, never doing anything.
nothing, never. I totally forgot. I literally forgot that's what he does. I'm like, he's not ELQ. I thought, yes, sorry, he's not there. He's at Aurora. I never even seen him in an office. I never even seen him in a chair in a fake set somewhere. That's Aurora. We've never even seen that. Never. So I'm like, okay.
We see the Carly Willow scene where Carly basically just tells Willow that, oh yeah, Michael may have been pushed too far by Nina this time. And so Michael, for as forgiving as he may be, is a bridge too far. So
It is because his mom was put in danger.
Oh, all of the bad things that Michael did before was for my benefit. But now that it's not for me, it just seems so wrong.
I just miss my moss. I want my moss back, not that
It's
floating
gone.
shit that's sitting there.
It's gone.
I
They
want
got
my
rid of it
moss.
Man,
forever. They redesigned the courthouse and got rid of the moss.
They did redesign the courthouse. I did see that. It was really very redesigned. It was very spacious in there.
It looked like, to me, it felt more like a traditional television depiction of a courthouse rather than that closet they used to be in.
that's your Port Charles tax dollars hard at work.
Laura's a great name.
Actually getting excited when I see they have a new set. That means they're still willing to spend some money.
Well, the whole bridge set and that was a little more like, I was like, okay, we've been done for a while, because Frank and I for years have made fun of their outdoor sets, which are actually the back lot, and it's that same chain link.
Oh,
fence.
yes.
Like,
The chain link
that's
fence.
part of East Hollywood right there. I know what that is. Like, we always make fun of that one bench that's there. Yeah, so this is better than that.
Yeah. And there was something about
not
that.
Oscar's Meadow. Come on.
Oh, don't bring it up.
Meadow.
Frank will kill you. Don't bring it up.
Oh, that's my favorite part of the Port Charles Park.
Don't bring it up. Frank will kill you. Do not bring that up.
Oscar's Meadow.
Ugh.
I can't think of anybody more deserving of a medal than Oscar.
That's true. He did so much. He did so
He died. He died, Frank.
That's
He
Hi,
died of
Frank.
brain
Yes.
cancer.
Yes.
There you go.
And that's why he has a meadow.
There you go. That treehouse wasn't enough. He needed a meadow as well.
Jason, you ever finish that treehouse?
They did.
Oh.
They did it. You know, Drew and Jason did it. They did it for Oscar, and then he flew off and disappeared for. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was right before you left, huh? And they had a connection.
Yeah, that brief time that teased you, there could have been better stuff with Drew and Jason, and then it was gone.
Remember when Oscar died and he was walked off into the afterlife with Edward and Lila, grandparents that he never knew.
That's right.
And then a couple of months later, Dev died, and Sonny pretty much was like, it sucks. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
love
the next storyline is Sonny, Carly, and Jason have a little moment. Let's get back to the way it was before.
I've never seen Jason like use that body language before, coming down the stairs and seeing them kiss. I've never seen him do like a Three Stooge whoop before.
Yes, he did. And so so they're trying to get Sonny's having a problem. That's all I was like, he's having a problem. So I don't know. Also,
one thing is like the Carly Willow scene. That scene just seems so, I don't know, like what it is with Willow. It's like put her in a scene with anybody else, and I don't love her scenes with Michael or Chase. She's just, that character just kind of bugs me. But like with Carly, it was just like there were two different levels in that scene.
I agree,
and it was like, oof, it was a rough scene.
I agree. Little cute moment. Britt and Terry had a cute moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And they're kind of growing closer as co-chiefs of staff. Phyllis and Nina had food again, or whatever, they visited again. Phyllis is trying to decide what's next. That's what we were talking about earlier, the old Charlie's thing. And we'll see, they're probably going to send her. So they're going to give her Charlie's.
That was obvious to Matt and I that Charlie's would wind up being hers.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Much as she's still coming around to touch base with Nina, there's only so far it goes, because like when Nina's like, I'll cancel my plans for the day and go walk with you around the arboretum. No, I'm good. I just need to be by myself. Like, get my thoughts going. All right.
Let's see. Did I miss anything?
There's the Ava stuff with I do like the Ava and Sonny, the child.
Yes.
But like Ava's just got that little thing in her back pocket about the Nina and Sonny stuff that she's always holding on.
Yeah, she doesn't need it because Mike is dealing with Ava now, not Sonny.
Yes, I know. It's Mike.
Listen, I mean, we're gonna keep things out of here, but you can see her more often. Just don't. You can't have her, but you can see her more. Yeah, that's better, right?
We're not going through the law. We're just gonna go with my way.
Yes, my way. Yes, we'll do things my way. So right there, she was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Okay."
The best thing about that though is that they wrap up with that, and then he wants to talk to her about Charlie's, but he first has to take that phone call. So he's like, "Oh, I got to take this," and walks away. When he comes back into the scene, he's like right on top of Ava, like, "Ava, are we gonna get this done or what?" Like, you walked away, Sonny. What are you coming back all fired up? Like, it's like, that you need to wrap this up.
Yes, that's how it is. He in charge.
Okay.
Now he ready to talk. Now he ready to talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sonny, he always tries to come in hot with everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I know. So that's what it's. So they're going to try to do that to keep Phyllis in town. I hope Phyllis stays. I like Phyllis, and it should be interesting. But see, this whole Mike thing, so I'm kind of liking it now. It's like everybody said, he's not saying anything about his past in Six of False. Really, he's saying little things, but he's not really talking about everything that happened.
And it's interesting that he hasn't shaved his beard. He's letting the hair go gray, which is great. I think that looks much better.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. But yeah, the fact that he hasn't shaved that beard, I'm like, oh, interesting. He's just holding on to a bit of Mike still.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Mike in him.
That's the thing. He said he remembers everything. He remembers everything.
Mike in him. But he's going to have that. Carly's going to be. He has really made Jason and Carly feel bad about what almost went down with them and the fact that they were going to have a real marriage. He's been pretty hard on them, and they were honest. And for Carly to be that honest, that it took everything she had.
She took a nap for the next 3 days.
Crazy, right? To be honest for Carly, that's just counterculture for Carly. She can't be honest. And the fact that she was. So when it all comes out that indeed Mike had a relationship with Nina and thought he was in love, Well, Carly and Jason are mad as hell, and they just might have their clothes fall off after all.
Well, that's really gross. I think like, oh my god, I really don't want to see that on my daytime TV. But I can't wait for Carly to find out, because Carly is going to lose her shit. She's gonna lose it.
She sure will.
She's gonna lose it. Yeah, that Mike Matthew she's gonna lose it. She's gonna be like, what in the F? I can't wait. It's all about Carly. It's all about Carly. You know that it's all about Carly.
Yes.
So I can't wait for her to make it all about her. It's gonna be all about. I mean, it's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be glorious.
I want Carly to whip on Nina, and I think by the time this is all said and done, I will see Carly whip on Nina.
But I'm sorry. I kind of like when Nina stood up to Carly a little bit. You know, she's wrong. I know she's wrong. But I kind of like that she gave it back to Carly a little bit in that first fight. I'm like, why not? Carly's not innocent either. She's not some innocent flower.
No.
So she was always kind of rude to Nina anyway in the first place. So I'm like, well, screw you, girl. So, but I mean, Nina's wrong in this case, obviously, the major part of it. But I see, like Frank always said, when Nina turns into like villainy mode, I can stand behind her. So she's kind of got that a little bit. She's kind of like, yeah, I felt this. Yeah. So I want Cardi to go, you were in love with my man. I want Nina to be like, yeah, bitch, I was in love with your man. I was kissing up on him all the time. Yeah, I want her to get in her face. I want to see these two bitches fight it out. I'm ready. I want to. I want to see it.
I agree, because it's when Nina tells Sonny, it's like, what makes you think I'd ever be afraid of Carly? It's like, I want to buy that, but
Right.
The bad part was everything in Nixon Falls. Nina was scared of everybody and
Everything.
anybody.
Yes.
So it's just like I need more of Nina. You know, show me more of that Nina not being scared of Carly. Show me more of that.
I agree.
Yeah. So maybe we can, now that she's back in Port Charles and everybody knows.
And she will not apologize to Sonny's fourth grade teacher.
No.
Right. She will apologize. I'm sorry. She will apologize that, but not you, Carly. That's right.
But not you, Carly. No.
Nope. So I'm like, yeah.
I like to think that Sonny right now, when Carly goes to bed, he just, goes somewhere and he grabs that black cat and he just puts it on and he sits there on the couch and like just single tear just kind of, falls down. Falls on
Nina.
Holding the broken watch.
That's right. Yeah.
Broken
Oh my
watch. I don't know. I actually kind of like this part now because it's kind of juicier because they're all mixed in together. The fact that Carly has no idea. I just everybody keeps alluding to it kind of around her, but like she has no idea. This woman was after her man. She has no idea. It's gonna be so funny. I can't wait.
She got her man for a bit. She had her man.
She did. She had her man.
She didn't though. She had a completely different person. The ship of Theseus, right?
Yes, that's true. Yes, that's true, Matthew. Yes, you're correct. But still, Carly gonna see it that way.
Of course not. Nobody else sees it that way. Only Nina saw it
He
that
can be
way.
mad at Sonny as well, because Sonny has really, he's made both of them feel really crappy about what they almost did.
Yeah, I know. I love Jason. Well, it was our wedding night. It was our wedding night. Like, well, we were going to do our wedding nights, basically. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but the way he was just kind of like, "What are you guys gonna do?" Well, it was our wedding night. Like, hello, what are you gonna do on our wedding night?
Well, you walked in while she was loosening my tie. and
Hello,
taking my
yeah,
jacket
exactly.
off.
Right.
I
just love that. I love the way he kind of framed that. It's like, that is hilarious to me, because that's the truth. I mean, that's what was gonna happen. So I don't know. It's gonna be explosive. So I think Kat, sadly, Kat, I think you're correct. I don't want to believe what you said, but I believe that it's going to happen. I think Jason and Carly are going to fall into each other's arms. This is going to be their reason, and Sonny is going to be drawn to Nina.
I think so too. And I think there's going to be some kind of like, with Jason and Carly, it'll be some kind of melancholy kind of thing, and maybe they'll play some pool or skee ball or something.
Oh, skee ball.
Skee ball, yes.
I love skee ball. Give me Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, I think it's gonna find a way. And then I think you're also right. And I don't want to believe you either, Cap. I think they're gonna try to make Jason and Sam endgame, aren't they?
No.
I don't want either, Frank. I don't.
How could you do it? No.
Like I said, it's not around the corner, Frank. You have a lot of time to be okay.
No, because if I know that that's happening in the future, Kat, it's miserable. I'm gonna be-
Like-
oh,
We'll be here for you. We'll get you through it.
oh.
when it happens, Frank, I will hold your hand. We will get through this together.
I thought we were
swear.
done. Like we escaped. Boy, you think you're out, and this like when you find out the sequel, and then takes you right back. You're like, no, I thought we left. Then we got out of the
No.
creek.
Oh, right, you're right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. It was all a dream. I just, you know, I'm seriously, I think Kat's correct. She's watched soaps a long time, like I have. I think she's correct on some level. I don't want it to be true either, because eventually Lulu's coming back. Also, come on, folks, Lulu's gonna come back eventually.
Yeah. Even if it's not any of the actresses that
Yeah.
have ever played her before, the character of Lulu will be back.
We're back.
The fact that Sam and Jason will be back together someday. All you have to look at how many times Carly and Sonny have been married and divorced. I think this is their 5th marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that just tells you right there. Jason and Sam aren't even close to 5.
And when have they ever actually been married because they wanted to? I know there was a couple due to the courts,
Okay,
and then I
courts.
think Sonny was dying or something at one point.
Yes.
You know, so they've never, Sonny and Carly have never been married because they're like, oh baby, I love you so much, I can't live my life without you. It's always been because something has kind of forced them to. While Jason and Carly have always loved each other in an untapped love that they weren't allowed to really touch due to the circumstances of their lives. And now that they have touched it, it's a little harder to turn away from than they ever thought it would be.
So here's what I want. I'll tell you what I want. I want Drew to come back. I want Drew with Liz. That's what I want. I want Drew with Liz. I don't want Jason and Britt together. They ruined Jason and Britt already. They ruined them already. They just ruined them. So Britt needs to move on to somebody else. I don't know who yet. He's going to somebody else. Then I want Maxie and Dante together. I want Chase and Brooklyn together. I want Olivia and Robert together. And I do want Anna and Valentine together. Those are my couplings.
I think you're going to get like a 50-50 on that.
Possibly, yes.
So
The
are you
Drew's the-
saying- well, what about Jason? You haven't mentioned Jason at all. So
Let him be single for a while. Shoot.
yeah, see, like I can't buy. I don't know, for some reason I can't buy Jason and Sam as Endgame because once Steve Burton actually left the show and he was gone for a while, and then she was with Patrick Drake, and then the whole Drew thing came along, and then we really got Jason. Once Steve Burton came back as Jason, though, I don't think the show really did a great job servicing that relationship at all.
It did.
So I just can't. I can't see now that we could turn around and go like, oh yeah, but guys, guess what? We've written it really terribly for these past few years, but now, oh man, these guys are really it now.
But
So I don't know.
A big fan base though that really still want to see Sam and Jason together.
Yeah, but there's a big fan base that wants Liz and Jason together.
That's
too.
true. That's very true.
I don't know. I can't.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
only
that's a
saying this
character
'cause
I don't dig that much. I'm not an Elizabeth fan. If you want to throw some shade, there it is right there. I don't like that much.
that was a cat, and it wasn't really shade. It was just like I'm not a big fan.
Pollyanna.
Yes,
Judging
yes, very
everybody,
much so.
doing everything. Judging everybody and doing everything. I don't like her.
Listen, Franco, you have to go and pay the time for the crime that you committed. And a year from now, I'm going to help Finn hide a body.
Yes.
That whole storyline, I'm just like, and see, it's associated with Peter. Okay, everybody, actually, I have to end the show. We've been talking for an hour and a half. I actually have a thing at 6 o'clock. So I just looked up and going, it's 5:27. I actually have to end the show.
Having fun, that's what matters.
Unfortunately, we'll end it on that story, that part of the storyline, because it's dumb. Anything involving a Peter storyline has been dumb. That's all I got to say about that.
Dr. David Hayward for new chief medical officer of
Hello,
Fort Charles.
I'm with you.
There we
Vincent
go. There's a good
Irizarry
ending.
is a great guy.
There's a
Vincent
good
Irizarry is a great guy. Great
David
ending.
Hayward on
Thank you, Matt.
GH.
Yes, thank you. Let's thank Matt and Kat for being on the show, you guys. Thank you for being on the
10
show.
GH podcast.
You're welcome. You're welcome to come back on any time. Of course, we love you guys. And they have 10th floor GH. Where can they find it, you guys?
You can find us on all your podcasting places. And if you can't find us on all your podcasting places, reach out to us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, 10th Floor GH, and let us know that you can't find us and we'll send you a link. But, Apple and Amazons and Alexas and all of them, you can just call for General Hospital, the 10th floor.
Amazon's, Alexas, there's a bunch of them. Okay, yes. Just say this.
Come over to your home and do it for you live right there as well.
Hey, we're not going to fly you out, but heck, we'll put out some chairs.
Yes. Yes. East Coast people, it's 8:30 your time. It's like it is. The chat room just hate us. It's crazy. And Frank Moran, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Go Jackie, folks. And James, I'm waiting for you to do Matthew and I's like buddy cop show. So just make that happen.
I should make that. Oh my God! And I'm getting some ideas. That's a great idea.
I'm with it.
That's a great idea. I'm like, I think I'm just getting a note on that one. And you can find me where all James Lott Jr. is sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. Tomorrow is the next episode of Peppermint Winters. Our series is a lot of fun, starring Tammy Dacovea and Flobo Boyce. It's a really good show. It's our 5th episode, I think, or 4th episode coming out tomorrow. So that's on all audio stream platforms, of course. And my show, Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa, you're gonna see me cry. I'm a big crybaby, and tomorrow I cry about something. So you can watch that in the morning here on JLJ Media, here on the YouTube channel, which is my online network. I'm one of the few people of color who has his own online network. And so I have all kinds of programming. So make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, folks. Please do. And thank you to all the General Hospital groups on Facebook where I share this podcast with, the video and audio versions. The audio version and the video version are our #1 shows on this network. So thank you so much for making UGH fans show up. You show up, you show out. And we always joke with you guys and stuff, but we love you guys. We're glad you guys show up for us every single week. It's amazing to me. Frank and I, we just celebrated 6 years of doing this. And we're just like, it's just crazy. Shout out to Lucretia Lyons. Shout out to Carla Renata. Shout out to Ledeen Harvey, everybody. You guys watch our shows. So thank you very much for that. And we're going to have a great